fast moving him. The Fidget can be the initial starting. KP so low on mana, even though he's got the regeneration rune. The Arcane Boots is now going to give him that Song of the Siren. He's going to, well, he uses it. Catches out 2, breaks the smoke, and just says, hell no. Just escape. TP's up to the top lane. Even sleeps up Howl as he arrives. But it's all that VG had the bottom tower.
Saw them with the wards, he would just back down before it got really dangerous. And I think this is a fine play from the Naga. It was just too risky. He's also able to perhaps defend the top tower.
Scepter, super going on the clockwork. March, fairly tanky, a very early Shallow Grave and Echo Slam committed. March has a hook shot, and they're looking for a revenge kill. They're going to find one on the Earthshaker into the Death Ward. Super dropping so low. MVP, huge kills for them. They'll take a tier 1 tower. They get 2 big calls, including the Lina down. The Winterstuff gets the extra cash. And once again, they're going to buy more space for this Naga Siren. They take the mid tower, good money, but Howl trying to pull it back again. There's a burst heal onto Howl, and one Stolas can only be screamed, but Howl jumping up, burning through the mana. QO wants to stick with him, actually baited out the Shadow Strike to force another leap. Meanwhile, on bot lane, Brood doing broody things.
That was a really good play from MVP. They got the 2 kills mid. Sure, they lost their clock, but in addition to that, they also held the top tower because of Naga's TP. And now KP is only 800 away from the Relic. If they can slow down this game even more, so far doing a good job. The bottom tier 2 tower almost barely took any damage from Ice.
Just the tier 1 tower dropping, but they're going to lose QO now. 1 charge won't be enough to keep him alive. In fact, couldn't even get him mana. So QO drops in the bottom lane. A good gank in from Howl. And How's going to go for even more kills, that is, as he's going for the Bloodstone build. Top lane, there is real trouble, actually missing it. Super didn't get the Line Strike array. KP needs a TP out in time, and the creep wave is keeping Super away. Real problems in the Hawk shot, also off target. March was hoping for a revenge kill into that Lina. She committed everything to that. And the Light Strike array was all the damage she required to kill off KP, but missing the target. And that's a huge mistake. That means KP might be able to actually finish up his Relic.
He's looking to find whatever he can bottom. He gets a couple of CS here and forces Howl away, but they're still going to be losing their mid tower. This is the thing that will inevitably happen when Brood has enough time. You start building a whole network to travel between the mid and bottom lane, and maybe MVP can get the deny here. Looks like Ice is letting them have it. The other way up hero.
Last 2 tier 1 towers down. That top one's also not too healthy, only 175 points of life. And VG Gaming can now start to really control up the rating in jungle. With the removal of those tier 1 towers, MVP don't have the front TP positions. So there's probably going to be even more of an expense when it comes to wards to keep tabs on where VG Gaming are moving. For moments like, well, I'm not saying moments like this when Howl jumps in, they're only the illusions which are down there. The moments when KP does this, he moves in close to farm up one of the Satacams right underneath the Dire Observer Ward. This is where VG Gaming can move over and just ensure the Naga Siren doesn't find that 3800 that he's searching for.
And it is actually a fairly easy kill. KP has 900 health. He's got high armor, but Storm Spirit has a lot of magical damage, and if they rotate in, for example, the Rubik plus just the spawn Spiderlings, he is dead, and it looks like he might actually be on the receiving end here if he's not careful.
He's up so far.
He's reading it well, though. Moving away.
Get a decent amount of farm here. Riptide's up for a little bit, then backs up. The Arcane Boots again, keeping the mana up. As Ice preparing for the late game. It's the Hand of Midas build for him early on, 17 minutes in.
Hand of Midas and Medallion. This is a little weird.
Almost
feels
like this.
You could have bought it earlier. He's setting them out together.
It looks like they're trying to prepare for an earlier Roshan instead. They give Howl and Aegis the Immortal once he's got that Bloodstone and get really aggressive into MVP. Just hunt that Naga Siren before she can get tanky items. The tier 1 tower's still going to go the way here of MVP. And with that now, KP can farm this top lane, stream to help, and that's going to be the Relic money. So 17 minutes and 30 seconds in. Putting a lot of attention towards KP with his farm. But that's still because we've basically flagged it. Naga Siren is the hope for MVP, while VG Gaming is going to inflict more and more damage. And they need to do it before this 4 Radiance, as well as a couple of tanky items that arrive for the Naga. And they're doing a great job. The tier 2 tower's about to drop. Mass Spiderlings get to come in. And there's nothing MVP can really do about this. You Clockwork Rocket to keep out, but 4 points rocket is nice, and it's going to stall up VG's push, but it does not stop it. Storm Spirit will take the last hit. And TP's back up to the top where his full Bloodstone is now waiting for him. 18 minutes in for Hao. Really good farm for him.
Yeah, the game line is just coming along nice with Luigi. But they are not managing to find KP. It's really impressive they haven't managed to gank him once in 18.5 minutes. So MVP are doing a good job at trying to advance the plan of their own as well. The problem is, even with the Radiance, he's still going to need a lot more time. It's the first step on the way, and the one that actually, or not actually, absolutely has to happen for them to have a chance. And when they build up that chance, he needs to keep maximizing his farm, but he's going to start putting some more pressure on that. Now what's going to be scary is that Hao will probably build an Orchid next. He just bought an item. What's that? It's a rogue. So I think that's pretty much telling that it will be an Orchid. That will allow him to pick off the Quap and or the Naga. The Color.
Which basically means that you need to see that Mana Star coming out almost instantly from the Naga after that Radiance is completed. But with the Relic already up, like KP's sitting at a point where he's got 1,000 gold. This should actually be a 20-minute Radiance in for the Naga. While VG Gaming, this is what we're talking about with the Medallion, is all about moving in to take out Roshan. Give Hao immortality and get more Bloodstone charges up and kill MVP wherever they can find them.
Decent split push being done top by KP. Pick up the 2-2 down to half.
There's the Radiance, just shy of 20 minutes.
It's pretty good timing when you're under this much pressure from Broodmother, to be honest.
Yeah. And now as you see the pressure being pushed back, sides! The Sonic Wave with the Clockwork Rocket! They actually just killed him off. QO was waiting in the tree lines. He blinked out, screamed Sonic Wave, and he timed it perfectly with a level 4 rocket from March. And a much needed kill for March. He's going ahead of Minus Build. He wants to have momentum, not to mention putting Broodmother in the grave. And they might actually find another opening. Top River, it's going to be nuts. This is going to be super to do the work this time. Able to find that pick off, and another early timing on an item. It's going to be the Aghanim Scepter in 350 gold for Lina.
Yeah, it's going to be another axe coming out, which is QO. He's going to have it at minute 21, which is around the same time as Lina, but Lina is a full euros ahead. That's just the mid lane. That's the way it went this time. QO got absolutely countered in that lane by both Lina and Shaker, so he's probably around 2,500 gold behind the Lina, I would imagine. Yeah, about that. 2,300, so...
Fabby being jumped on the top lane. FY steals the heal, turns it around, but Marshall hookshot in, being telekinesis grabbed by FY. The cogs burning off Hao, and QO looking for a good fight here. Hao will refuse to give him one until that rocket's going to connect. QO still no ultimate on him. The Sonic Wave might do, the Scream might do a little bit of damage here to FY if he can get close enough, including Shadow Strike. The telekinesis is coming off cooldown, and he's still got that burst heal. The rest of MVP not wanting to get involved.
I think he would like to keep the Shadow Wave as long as possible. They can actually heal bomb with the Spiderlings right now. It's a really, really powerful play that comes out of nowhere. Like you find the Naga in the jungle, you find someone with the Spiderlings, and you just deal 500, 600 burst physical damage with that. He already there, just putting so much pressure on QO. How often do you see a Rubik support zoning away a Quap?
Not very often, but when it's FY and he does it again, he might even get the kill! He still Scream! FY! Unbelievable! That was quick. That was efficient.
Let him do that.
And KP's down for the count as well. The coverage of Spiderlings here from VG Gaming. Difficult to keep up, but they can just keep the momentum going. Febby, you might Shadow Grave now, but you'll want it later. There's no way to TP out. This one being dragged back in the Lina. Super with a double kill. The Aghanim Scepter fully done, and March. Well, the Invisor is the only thing that's saving him from this rampaging VG.
And it was looking good for a moment with that Radiance pickup. It's looking pretty grim again very quickly for MVP. VG, you know, it's also got to be really frustrating for QO. He's had a really hard game. He gets his Aghanim, he's like, yes, now I'm ready to fight. You get soloed by the enemy position 4. It's kind of a big momentum breaker here. VG Gaming are...
He could actually kill Hao right now and burn the Jaeger Steam all, but to do so, he'd lose his life. The blink in and Sonic Wave. March with a hook. Okay.
He's just showing off.
He takes the creep wave. he's just dodging the attacks of the tower by doing that. No damage has to be taken by Hao. And these Naga illusions, actually Shallow Grave one of them to get the Radiance Burn time over on Hal with the rockets hitting hard. Down to 90 life.
That's a pretty nice play, actually. If they had another Riptide, I think they would have killed him there. And if nothing else, MVP by time. They did not lose their tower. There's enough gold on KP right now to buy an ultimate orb or a Yasha, and I think it is...
It's a Boots of Travel recipe
first. Okay. So he's going to disassemble. So maybe he's going to go straight Octarine Core before the Manta. I think that's a build we see quite often. The problem with this game is that he dies to Solo Storm. He doesn't have an Orchid counter, so he can very easily be abused here by Hal if he's looking for it.
I love the stat does flag the fact that FY was the man that bought the mech for VG Gaming.
Kind of have no other mech carrier.
No.
It's very, very good against the Radiant team. Of course, VG Gaming, they're already considering their win condition, right? They're going to want to push the base at some point. And for that to be as easy as swift as possible, I would say mech is absolutely required, and Pipe is very good when you're pushing against Naga, because the way she holds is that she'll send out like one illusion at a time with a little bit of Radiance Burn and a Riptide, kill off one, the next one comes, and then maybe the wave doesn't even reach. But if you just pipe the wave, she simply cannot cut it. And you ensure you get into the base. One of the better items for high-ground sieging. But no one is remotely close, so it makes me think that VG Gaming aren't planning for it.
I'm not so sure about Ice with his movement through the Radiant jungle. Like, keeping the Spiderlings out here is a problem for MVP, but Naga Siren has just set a couple of illusions over and farmed them up quite nicely. So you're able to find some extra income coming in for the Naga. It's not the most fantastic income, but it's still something. The illusion spread, all you gotta do is just a little bit of work.
Ideally, when you're a Naga at this point in time, you want to be farming the enemy jungle while they want to farm it. But Vici are just giving them, they don't really care so much about their own jungle right now. They're more about controlling the enemy jungle, going to the aggressive place. Here's the Orchid. Yep. How, by the way, this is when it gets really scary. The solo pickoff potential is so much higher. There's no hero on the Radiant he can't solo. He can actually literally just pick whatever hero he wants to kill.